Okay, and we are back with some Epilogue any person by Mr. DevilSnake. How are you, Snake?
I'm doing really well. This is my first run of the marathon, and here we have Smathlax, or well, the local kid of this community, to help me out with the commentary and to bully me along the way whenever I make a mistake during this run. So, how are you doing, Smat?
I'm traumatized, but that's okay. Bonjour.
French, okay. Anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna start the run. So,
Just tell me when I have to start the timer and I will start it.
yeah, so there's a load screen once I load this entrance save file, and once screen fades to white, that's pretty much where the run should start. So I'm gonna say when it's gonna start. So yeah, roughly 12 seconds. So I'll say when to start the timer.
Okay, all good.
Okay, so the timer starts. Now. So first of all, we have like this. So pretty much whenever. So the moment the screen fades to black, or well, not to black, but to white. Oh, oops. Whenever it fades to white, that's when we can actually control the prints. But thing is, when we load the save file, the camera position can be quite RNG sometimes. So we just kind of jump straight forward. And yeah, we pretty much just jump straight forward because we don't know what the camera position is going to be, but we just kind of bet it's going to be normal and that we can just get onto the beam with just 3 jumps. Also, this game is just acting weird today. What the hell is this? This game.
I can see you off to a great start already.
Off to a great start already. Principal, you like cooperate, please? Thank you. Thank you. And now he's actually cooperating, finally.
Imagine not practicing your run to such an extent that nothing could possibly go wrong in a marathon. I could never relate to that. All of my marathon runs are perfect.
Yes, Matt. Come on, Prince. What the hell are you doing? Well, that's a really fun start.
Don't worry, you're doing well.
Well, hopefully I'll fix all that later on with some time saves. Anyway, that was the very weird intro platforming section that went kind of well thanks to the Prince. Anyway, here's the first fight, which is, guess again, dead. From the classic game is back. The reasons are, well, literally reasons. Anyway, there are some few additions to the combat in Epilogue compared to the normal game. But basically, how are we going to do this combat section is we're gonna come to Elika, wake her up, then we're gonna do this dash thing, and I'm gonna explain in a second what it actually is. So basically, in Epilogue, we can do like that dash onto the enemy, and enemies can do the same actually. And pretty much, if we win it, we can also kind of get rid of their debuffs. Or like, for example, they have blue debuff, which if you attack Elika, which you attack with Elika, when they have that blue debuff, they're just gonna throw Elika away, and you won't be able to use her for some time. But yeah, that's I guess one of the, the most important addition to the combat. Anyway, now that we're done with the dead fight, there is a bit of platforming. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of platforming, and one of the most annoying things about this speedrun is a bunch of cycles. Like, there is a bunch of cycles, cycle-depending stuff. Like, we just have to wait here, for example. That's like one of the annoying stuff. Anyway, there are also, for some reason I didn't get this. But yeah, we also have to go really fast to like disable all these normal enemies, which will be in our way all the time. And basically, the fast way of killing them is to get to them quickly and then try to press square, and Prince will actually like just insta-kill them.
Yeah, so there are
also,
a few different. Go on, mate.
What was that? That was weird. I never had that happen before. I don't know.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
That's Prince of Persia. All sorts of
Yeah,
fun
well,
stuff happen all the time.
something like that's bound to happen in the Prince of Persia run.
Classic.
So with combat, there are various standard combos that we do. We pretty much memorize like 2 or 3 combos and then use those. So for example, there's the throw combo, um, and that's to throw an enemy into a wall or off a ledge. So those minions, such as the one that Snake just killed, they can be killed by simply knocking them into a wall or off a ledge. So if he's already standing next to a wall, then we can just hit him. If he's not, we can do a throw combo. But then the throw combo isn't exactly great for damage. And oh, that sucks. Just more memes with the cycles.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Liam's so confused sometimes I just don't know what to do here.
that's alright. The estimate is fairly forgiving, so I think you'll be fine.
I hope. I seriously don't remember what to do with the cycles, they're just so confusing sometimes.
Yeah, the cycles here are quite special.
Yeah, I really have to wait a long time here. And
This really is starting to look like the prequel to my TFK run.
Yes. Unfortunately. Okay, hopefully this is it. Game, please. Stop holding me.
I'll try speaking slightly further away from my mic, so hopefully that's better for the people in chat who are concerned about me being too loud.
Come on, game. Yeah, this literally is like the worst start ever.
Don't worry.
Supposed to be like pretty much further away at this point. But I guess stuff like that just happens.
Trust me, of all the people who can relate to you today, it's me.
Damn, I'm actually glad I have you right now to assist me in this fun journey. So now we wait for this. It has to be up. If it's down, we'll get hit by it.
These cycles are really quite tricky if you're not used to them. And even if you are used to them, sometimes it can seem like you're on a good cycle and then all of a sudden the last blob just kills you.
Yes.
But I believe we've made it.
Yes, I made it. And what the fuck was that? How did I not disable the enemy? That was weird.
That's either a console exclusive thing or an Epilogue exclusive thing. Probably a console exclusive thing where sometimes killing the enemy just doesn't work. It's probably related to lag, or maybe the fact that consoles run at 30 FPS. But yeah, so in general, the game is a lot less stable on console than it would be on PC.
I mean, yeah, obviously, since it's the console, it's much weaker, and also, I mean, it's weaker and it also runs on 30 FPS, and plus, it's on unstable 30 FPS, which is unfortunate. By the way, this what's worth mentioning is this fourth minion we actually don't have to kill, we can just proceed if we're quick enough. Anyway, here's the first skip, so I'll have Smat to explain it.
Alright, so we're gonna do a glitch called the drop glitch. And nice, that was actually first try. So basically, what you may have seen is that while you can do wall runs in this game, you can also grind down on a wall. So you can just grind down however long you want to. Kind of like a curtain in the Sans trilogy, but you can just do it on any wall. And basically, if you walk off a ledge and you're about to grind from that ledge, during the transition between walking and grinding, you can actually jump in any direction. Usually, of course, you can only jump directly away from a wall, but during that transition between walking and grinding, you can actually jump in any direction, which is what Snake did there. And basically, he managed to get around the wall and skip quite a bit of platforming there.
Yeah, usually I actually have some sort of a setup for it, because jumping in a straight direction is pretty difficult on a controller, because obviously this is PlayStation 3, so we have to play on a controller. And we kind of need to jump in a straight direction, and that's what we thought for a while, but I figured out that you can just like aim the stick in maybe like 2 o'clock, and it's still like gonna make Prince jump in, I guess, a straight direction to the right. Like, like that.
And on... Sorry, man, go ahead.
The direction on the stick actually, like, for that skip is not precise also. Something just went wrong here. I should have just shut up during this part. Anyways, Matt, you can continue.
Yeah, so the only thing I was gonna say is that's on keyboard that would be basically free, because you would just hold the D button and press jump. So that's one of the unfortunate things about running this game, the Epilogue, which is console exclusive, is that you don't have access to the keyboard. Anyway, we're now doing a skip here. Basically, if we do a wall run and immediately jump off before we hit this corruption, we can skip a bunch of platforming and start this warrior fight earlier. Technically, this is not the warrior, this is the shapeshifter. He can shape into, well, shift into a bunch of shapes, rather. And basically, the way all the warrior fights go is the same as in the base game. We just knock the warrior off a ledge. Except here, once we knock him off a ledge, he's actually gonna shift into the hunter. And so later on, we'll also be using the charge mechanic that Snake explained earlier in order to knock the warrior off the ledge faster. And so what he just did there was a throw combo on the hunter. So the throw combo doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it does throw the enemy very far away, which is very useful for these fights where all we have to do to kill the enemy is just throw him off the ledge. In other fights where we actually have to do damage, we don't really use that combo because we have other combos that deal significantly more damage per second. And when we actually want to damage the enemy a lot, we don't want to throw him away. We want to keep him near us so we can just keep spamming attacks on him. Go ahead, Snake.
Anyway, if you since we just talked about the damage combo, you might have seen it me using that combo during the first death fight. That's pretty much the only attack combo we're going to use for the damage during like that was weird. But pretty much we're gonna use that combo for damage, like only that combo, because it's the fastest combo in the game.
Yeah, and if you missed it, we'll see it again, but effectively we're just jumping over the enemy over and over again. And that's for maximum damage. So here we're gonna see an airwalk glitch. Basically, if you jump onto a ledge and you land halfway off the ledge, the game gets confused and it doesn't know whether you're on the ledge or off the ledge. And assuming that you were recently on the ledge, it thinks that you are indeed still on the ledge, and it doesn't. It basically doesn't register the fact that the ledge is ending, and it just lets you continue walking, even though the ledge has ended. That's a very simplified explanation of that.
Or well, I'll just explain it very simple to you. This is pop, and she just works.
Yeah. That's one more way to explain it. At the end of the day, it's not like anyone fully understands these glitches. All we've got is some theories on how they might work. So this is another very similar glitch. It's called the ledge warp. Similarly, if we land halfway off a ledge, and we recently were not on the same ledge, then the game will try to look for where we should be because it's confused, and it will teleport us to where the last ledge we hung from, which is how we just teleported inside that wall. And then because we were facing sideways as we were doing that teleport, we were able to clip into the wall, and we just grind down to skip this entire section.
And I was a bit yeah, that was
unfortunately, yeah, that's quite a tricky one.
Yeah, the problem was that I pressed right once again because I thought I was not in the correct position, so maybe if I didn't, I would have actually gotten the trick.
Yeah, that trick is very counterintuitive. Like, you go left and right on your analog stick, and the prince actually goes forward and back. It's very confusing, so it can be quite tricky to get.
I
And it
think
can
that should
also be
work. Yeah, I got it the second time, so that's
nice
nice.
one. It can also be quite hard to tell on that one whether it's going to work or not, so you don't know whether you need to adjust your position. But more fun trap cycles that will hopefully go better than the ones from before.
Yeah, these ones are pretty easy. There may be like there's maybe like one more well, two more trap cycles that are annoying, and those are before the garden. Those are usually the ones I have problems with, but we have some time until we get to that part. But yeah, here is just like a bunch of platforming, really nothing too special. There will be some tricks coming up in maybe a short amount of time. But yeah,
I
we'll
would
actually, in a moment, I'll say like 2 minutes maybe, we'll actually use a glitch that that's only used once in this run, and I don't know if it's ever actually used in normal game, and that trick is called Elica clipping, but we'll explain it a bit later. Anyway, I don't know how much is this known. I figured this out like a couple days ago, but you're supposed to actually turn that lever like all the way, I guess. But for some reason, you can actually just mash circle and interrupt the animation like halfway, like once you turn the lever only by maybe like 90 degrees, and you can like still get through the door normally. I don't know if that was a known thing, Matt.
I think that was known, yeah. Yeah, to answer your question about Elica clipping though, it's currently not used in any percent, as far as I can remember. However, other categories like all seeds would probably use Elica clipping. And it used to be in any percent, but it got rooted out. Um, it's quite a powerful glitch. You'll see it. Basically, the way it works is you try to double jump, and if you try to double jump when you're just below a ceiling, um, as you double jump, that on that very moment, the game ignores collision if it's above you, and you can just basically clip through.
But yeah, here we also encountered the purple plate, which is like an exclusive thing to Epilogue actually. This purple plate is not really not existent in the normal game. So yeah, how it works is that it also like unlocks some additional platforms and also launches are just like the blue and the red plate. So yeah, Ubisoft being lazy again, classic. Anyway, you all should prepare because Elica clip is coming in maybe like 30 seconds from now. Pretty much during this platforming section. And hope I'll get it because it can be quite a weird trick sometimes.
Yeah, so this one is called Hammam Skip. We're gonna skip like something like 2 minutes of platforming by doing this. And so first he's gonna do an Elica clip, which in itself is quite difficult, but then he has to do a very precise jump as soon as he lands that. And if he fails the jump, then he soft locks. So he has to try all of that again. You'll lose like another minute.
And I got it, nice. That was good.
Nice one, mate.
Cheers, mate. Also, what are you drinking, mate? I'm just drinking some Fanta. Talking about healthy lifestyle.
I'm drinking water myself.
Yeah, maybe I should just get myself some tea for the next round because I'll be running less or no dagger in maybe like 2-3 hours from now. I'll be racing Curly, so yeah. I could use I could use a cuppa during that one.
But maybe since we're playing 2K8 now, we should be drinking Corruption.
Yes.
Right, so here's an example of the charge as well that we talked about earlier, and effectively we can use this charge to knock the warrior back. So this is not a mechanic that we would be able to use in the base game. In the base game it would take a bit longer to knock the warrior off a ledge. In the base game, the fastest way to get the warrior off a ledge is actually to go to the ledge and let him come to you and then swap places. Whereas here, because of the charge, we can knock him off the ledge faster by just knocking him towards it.
And I'm kind of getting unlucky here. I'm really bad at this quick time sequences.
Yeah, the quick time events are
not what I wanted to
quite
do.
finicky if you're not used to them.
That really didn't go as intended, because I want to do acrobatic attack there first, but the game just didn't want to listen to me, sadly. But okay, that didn't went too bad. Like I've seen worse.
That's alright. You got it on the second combo.
Don't you see? If he's trying to stop us, he's scared of something. He's scared of you.
Anyway, there's a couple of cutscenes here and there. There's, I guess,
I haven't the power to stop him.
in my opinion, cringy, but I don't know. Like, I mean, there is the cringe cutscene in T2T, which whole community considers cringe, me included.
So
Anyway,
a word about... sorry, go on, mate.
well, I guess Smet could say something useful, but I never played this game casual, so I don't even know what you actually supposed to do here casual, so I don't know if this is a skip, so Smet, please elaborate.
I think that's definitely a skip. I don't remember how to do it casually either, so I'm afraid I won't be of much use there. Something I was going to talk about is I was just going to put another word on the cutscenes. Basically, some of the cutscenes, perhaps we could skip, but then something that we've noticed is that if you try to skip any of the cutscenes, you just disable the rest of the game, basically. So, for example, if we skip one cutscene, the next cutscene won't be loaded either, and as a result, perhaps the next fight won't be loaded either. And so we can skip quite large portions of the game, but then unfortunately we'll eventually get to an area that's not going to be loaded and we just won't be able to proceed. And so even though we can skip some things, unfortunately we just don't do it, because while we're able to, we can't finish the run that way.
Oh, well, yeah.
And so some more tricky cycles here. Honestly, the traps are significantly harder in Epilogue than in base game. They really went ham on the traps in this DLC.
Well, thanks for confirming that. I did not see that one at all. I thought it was actually gonna go way down.
Nah. Yeah, it's very misleading where the trap is as well, because the trap is like a blob that's constantly moving, and sometimes it can be difficult to tell which direction it's moving in, or if it's stopping, or if it's about to turn around. So
yeah, that kind of sucks.
that can happen.
But yeah, this I guess trap quarter, and then the next one are kind of pain in the ass, and then everything past that point should be fine. Those are like the only ones that are pain in the ass when it comes to me, at least. And
Yeah.
there is one thing here which I don't understand, and sometimes that just happens, and I can't really tell why it happens.
I think in this particular case you jumped too late, but I could be wrong on that.
But yeah, this is actually going way worse than I thought it would.
Well, so far all the 2K8 related runs have gone terribly, and there are 2 more 2K8 runs tomorrow. So hopefully that trend doesn't continue.
I mean, we had the same thing with Warrior Within, where both Grizz and Vin didn't get the ledge storage, so that's the
True.
problem. So Warrior Within and
But
Vin is really not treating the runners well today.
But hey, the segmented run went well, even though it was pre-recorded.
Oh yeah, that's true. Also,
Okay, now it looked like you jumped too early, maybe.
Yeah, I really don't know what to do about it. It just happens. I don't
So
really know.
yeah, this is kind of like it's just casual gameplay, but it's like weird. The auto aim could help us out a bit more there. That would be nice, but unfortunately, in some places the auto aim in this game is extremely strong and it's actually quite detrimental for the speed run. But in some places where perhaps we could do with a bit more, there isn't any.
Yeah, that's always the case with these games. I wish I had more auto target here to help me.
Hold on tight.
Oh, come
But then
on.
again, if we had found a skip there, then you would be cursing at the auto target.
Yes, exactly.
Because it would be preventing you from doing the skip.
Anyway, here's another enemy we can disable, and I don't know if I will be able to disable this enemy because I usually fail with this one. Oh, and it actually did work this time.
Nice,
Anyway,
that one's actually quite tough. It's a very tight window on that one.
It's extremely weird, I don't really get it, but sometimes it just works. No, you're not gonna check me over this time. Anyway, one of the problems with platforming sections is that Prince loves being a simp so much in this game that often he'll just wait for Elika, and that's really a huge pain in the ass. Because often, just when I'm about to wall run, Prince decides not to because he wants to help out Elika. It happens way too often, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's quite annoying because it can actually waste quite a bit of time. And it's especially annoying if, for example, you're about to do a wall run and then the prince catches Elika or something, and then your wall run is delayed significantly, and because of that you fall into a trap. And so it's there are a lot of things to watch out for. So really, if you're watching the trap sections thinking they don't look that difficult, well, they're more difficult than they look, is what was how I'd respond to that.
Anyway,
Anyway, go on, mate.
gardens. Fun. That's all I'm gonna say. Basically, there is a ledge walk we're gonna do, and I sort of thanks, Elika. You're not supposed to stand here, by the way. Anyway, it's pretty precise ledge walk, by the way, and I kind of have my own placebo for it, so hopefully that'll go well. If
The best you can do with this one is a placebo.
pretty much.
So we don't really know. We've not seen anything like it in the base game. This is an airwalk, and for whatever reason, sometimes it just doesn't work, even if you seemingly execute it perfectly, like what just happened to Snake there. I've literally gone. I've literally had runs where I would do it 20 times in a row and it would fail 20 times in a row. I've never seen it on any other airwalk except this one. And I've done my fair share of airwalks in base game.
So hopefully I will actually not waste too much time trying to get this.
So, in my opinion, this is the most difficult trick in the game. Difficult being defined as with the lowest chance of success. That is taking into consideration both RNG and your skill level.
Okay, this should work. So for some reason, Prince just decided. I don't know if I even managed to jump on the ledge there. That was just so weird.
Do you know the backup skip there?
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither.
Wait, is there even one?
Yeah, Emerald told me that there is, but that's all I know. I just know that she said that
What
there is
was
one.
that? I don't even know if that succeeded, and then Prince decided like not to ledge walk. That was weird.
Maybe you were holding forward instead of left.
Yeah, I think that happened, and yeah, this is really an annoying skip. So hopefully I won't waste too much time trying to get it. Yeah, it worked so fine in the last couple runs I did, but right now. It's actually the game is just not cooperating.
So something I've noticed, and this could be
Finally.
placebo. Oh, nice one, mate. All right, I'll let you count. So Snake now needs to count to a number, which he will tell me later. I forgot what the number is. He's counting the number of steps so that he can stand up from the airwalk at the correct time. And by doing this, we skip a whole bunch of platforming. So hopefully everything goes
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine.
All right. Yeah, I've got a little bit of delay, so I was just waiting for you to get on the safe spot.
Yeah, that can also be weird, like that last platforming part.
So basically we need to pull 3 rings to unlock 3 doors in this, or unlock 3 locks in this section to open the door to proceed. And we're supposed to do a whole bunch of platforming by solving this kind of puzzle and moving a bunch of platforms, but by doing that airwalk we can skip all of it.
Yep. Also, there's a small skip coming up here. Oh, and for some reason I was too far right on that one. Oh, and I just hit my head against like the thing that's up there. Happens.
Yeah, this one's quite finicky as well.
Yeah, it worked for me like when I practiced it, but now it just doesn't. Happens.
Classic. I would say the same thing about my TFK run, but I actually didn't practice that, so
Yeah, that didn't work as well for some reason. Yeah, suddenly the skip is not working, so yeah, that's...
you should be able to jump as soon as you start grinding, and you shouldn't have to hang from the ledge at all. So I think if you bunk your head on the thing, it's because your left-right position is wrong.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's some sort of auto-target memes there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, you change your left-right position, and for some reason that affects whether you bunk your head on the thing.
Oh yeah, I was too far right there. Yeah, this thing just sort of happens. Also,
I think you should be mashing jump as soon as you start grinding, though.
I don't know, even with that, it still just doesn't work for me. I'm just like not good, like not in the correct position. Yeah, I should be more on the left on this one, I can definitely tell. So,
Glad you're still doing that.
here. Okay, that finally worked. Yeah,
Nice one, mate.
I got first try when I was practicing it, but then it's 10th try in the run happens. Anyway, that was actually, to help you a bit, that was actually the last section of the game pretty much that sucks. Even though we're like halfway through the run, the rest of the run should not be too much of a problem except for the fights, which can go worse than this, I assure you. We're approaching the second death fight, I guess. So let's see how will that go.
So the dad fights, we actually have to kill him by damaging him, and so you'll see him do the combo where he jumps over his head over and over again until he dies.
Also, it is worth mentioning that those dashes can actually sometimes be scripted. Sometimes enemy does it because of RNG, and sometimes those are scripted, like just this one in this fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I was actually late on that one. Or well, actually I wasn't late as well. And that's it.
Nice one. See, what were you saying about fights being hard? You're good at this.
Yeah, you explained me just before the run and like the how to do this properly, and it works.
Yeah, there's another thing which is not a thing on PC, but I discovered it while playing Epilogue. While fighting on PC, you can just mash your next combo before you finished your previous combo, and that always works. For some reason in Epilogue, you can't do that. You actually have to wait until your combo has finished and then start attacking. Otherwise, for whatever reason, Elika becomes downed,
I was going to say we should just hold.
and you can no longer use Elika for that fight.
We actually don't know if that's a console exclusive or Epilogue exclusive, because it could be
Yeah.
ported to the PS3 itself.
It's hard to tell with a lot of these things because no one's really tested it properly, whether they're Epilogue exclusive or console exclusive.
Anyway, welcome back, Green Plate, because yeah, this one actually makes an appearance in Epilogue. The only plate that actually doesn't make an appearance in the Epilogue from the normal game is the yellow plate. But we'll pretty much see every other plate. I mean, we already saw the red plate, now we saw the green, we'll also see the blue somewhere like near the end of the game. By the way, we can actually save time here but by jumping early and then using Elika here to jump. But that's, like, that specific small, like, there are multiple instances of doing that skip with Elika, of like jumping early, but for some reason this one that I just avoided and didn't want to do is pretty finicky, and I could just never really get it down. I think it's just really precise, and it also depends on Prince's position before the jump.
Yeah, some of them can be quite misleading because of auto aim. It can work in quite unpredictable ways sometimes.
At Jordan Mechner.
Yes, because he's definitely the one who made this game, as well as TFK, of course.
Anyway, here's another fight, and there's the Shapeshifter again.
I believe that's the third out of 4 shapeshifter fights. They're all pretty much the same. We just basically throw the warrior off the ledge and then throw the hunter off the ledge.
Yep. Yeah, you counted correctly. Anyway, I got really unlucky there. This actually is not a scripted chart, that is actually RNG. So yeah, kinda got unlucky and lost time there.
Yeah, so what can happen, and as far as we can tell it's RNG, at the start of the fight, the shapeshifter will either charge us or he will not charge us. And it's advantageous for him to not charge us because then we can charge him, and by doing so, we're a lot closer to throwing him off the ledge because he's already standing near the ledge when we start.
Oh, come on, I want to do a combo, but Sprint just refused to finish it. Wait, I just pressed square and the game just did not respond. This is actually really fun. This is the combo I want to do, but the game said no.
And now you're for a second you were blindfolded. Perhaps the game wants you to do my blindfolded run.
No, thank you, I don't want to replace you on
that. I tried.
Anyway, back to Warrior. If you don't kill the Hunter quickly enough, you're back to fighting Warrior again. So yeah, that really did not went well. But yeah, Shapeshifter can really be a pain in the ass. If you just miss that, like, one dash the Shapeshifter wants to do, it just ruins the whole thing. So back to
so
again.
the Shapeshifter fights can be really easy, but they can also be really hard. Because they're not that hard if you get used to all the QTEs and everything. But then if you miss a single one of those QTEs, they can cost you dozens and dozens of seconds when you're trying to recover.
Anyway, if everything goes well, I think we can still finish underestimate. Maybe like just barely underestimate. But yeah, the first part of the run was really bad with all the shenanigans. In the first part, I lost like 3 minutes in like that platforming section.
Hope that's not an omen.
Anyway, we are approaching this like kind of slow and calm section of the game, I guess. Where we'll have to do a bit of puzzles, turn the levers, use the purple plate, and do a bit of platforming. What is the name of this area, by the way, Smath? If you like, tell me if you know.
Hope it is an omen. Armin can be
the tomb or something like that. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay.
I haven't played Epilogue very much. Like, I have many hours in the base game, but Epilogue I just last year played casually, and then I did a few runs, and that's basically all of my experience with Epilogue. Base
Yeah.
game, I could tell you anything.
Nice. I guess I'll just ask you if I ever decide to run the base game.
hmm
I wish Prince would actually grab the plate, please.
And that double jump is just salt in the wounds.
Yes, exactly. Because you can just buffer the inputs in this game so much.
Exactly, exactly.
Anyway, a bit of lore time. You saw the you still see the picture in the top left corner. I never actually mentioned what it actually is. It's pretty much how I started running this game. Basically, I said GMP how I'm actually buying a PS3 for speedrunning and stuff, and he said, hey, you can run Epilogue. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll just run Epilogue for memes, and yeah, that's how I'm running this thing, actually. Anyway, these levers, if anyone is wondering, they're not RNG, like, we turn every lever a specific amount of times. And also, I don't think anyone bothered to go to the, like, points of optimization where, like, we will know, like, where exactly to stand and which part of the lever are we supposed to grab to actually make this optimal.
So, can you explain the story behind average GMP enjoyer?
Smat, I think you are actually better than in explaining that one because you were there when that happened.
Right, so as far as I know, that story is based on some guy who was once watching GMP's stream on YouTube, and um he was basically like overly enthusiastic, saying like, GMP, I am your biggest fan, please notice me, I love you. Things like that. And then I think as a meme, Snake named himself as #1 GMP's fan or something, and eventually that evolved into a less simpier version of average GMP enjoyer.
I just wrote once in the Discord, imagine being a fan, and there is that average fan versus average enjoyer meme. So I just kinda had to rename myself to enjoyer and just wrote, imagine being a fan. And that's pretty much it. I stopped streaming on YouTube because of that. That's fun.
Where's that guy who was here earlier who was obsessed with Toka?
Wait, I actually totally missed that.
He was here when PoPRuns started yesterday, and then this morning at the start of my TFK run as well.
Oh, really? I did not notice that. Anyway, this is actually the last part of this platforming section. Like, we had those lever, to turn those lever things, like, we had 3 different sections of that, and this is actually the last platforming section. After that, well, yeah, Dad is back for his revenge, so we have to beat him up again. So hopefully that'll go well. Anyway, I'll
To be fair, yeah, the Toka one is excusable, because, like, how can you not be obsessed with Toka?
Yes, I can totally understand it. I agree.
Toka-kyun!
Toka-kyun! Anyway, we're doing the classic combo, except we have to do it like 5 I pressed the wrong input. Weird. Happens, I guess. I pressed the throw instead of an acrobatic, which is what I want to do. Well, that didn't went well. I thought he was actually not gonna do those memes. I just pressed square and the game decided not to respond despite the fact that I was mashing. Oh well, that's... Where is Elika, by the way? And I love when he decides to regenerate. Elika, where are you? Oh, there you are. Come on, stand up. So hopefully
Yeah, so
This-
these fights can be very painful if you just mess up one tiny detail, recovering from it.
Oh, I did not want to push him into the wall. That happens.
Like, yeah, if you do it well, if everything goes well, it can be very satisfying, but if something goes wrong, then the enemy will start going into auras and he'll become buffed, so you can't use your normal attacks anymore. Or he'll stand next to a wall and you'll knock him in, which will interrupt the attack, and all sorts of shenanigans can happen.
Yes, so I'm going safe now. I'm just charging into him because I'm starting to get pissed of his shit. That and his stupid buffs.
So that was the penultimate dad fight. There'll be one more.
Yeah.
And I believe there'll be one more shapeshifter fight
Yes,
as well.
it's coming like in a minute from now. Anyway, I know this community loves to count, so we have another ledge wall coming up with 38 steps. So Smat, you can do the honors and count, but I'm going to remove my speaker so I can actually hear that.
Yeah, so I suppose while Snake is counting, I should find something to talk about.
We're getting close. We are almost through this place.
So anyway, we're just heading into the shapeshifter fight. This is gonna be the last one. And again, it's just gonna be the same strat as the other ones. Just knock the warrior off, and then he'll turn into the hunter, and then we knock the hunter off. And then there's gonna be some more platforming. We'll have some more trap cycles to get through, which will hopefully go better. And there's the airwalk. And then another dad fight, and then some more platforming. But in the meantime, in case you hadn't had enough of the fights yet, suffer a little bit more,
Yep.
Snake.
Thanks, Matt. Anyway, looking by it, looks like I will be slightly bit overestimated. It won't be scaring me for like a minute or two.
Oh, it won't be 25 minutes, don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
You can't go less than me.
This is actually worse than my first run, because my first run of this category was only 46 minutes.
Right.
Anyway.
To be fair though, if the things that happened to you in a normal run happened, sorry, if the things that happened to you this marathon happened to you in a normal run, you would reset that. So realistically, you'll never get a run this bad normally.
I mean, fair enough. Oh, no. I did not want that. That was fun. Yeah, I did not predict
Oh my
that
god,
bubble.
that was just that went wrong in like every possible way. You
Yes.
waited and then you died anyway, but then before you died, you prolonged that death by jumping away from the wall, but then
Yes.
the traps caught you anyway, which prolonged that death even more.
Fun shit. What else can I say? Anyway, there are incidents of Farah like almost pushing me into the blob. Happens all the time. Thanks, Elika. Or did I just say Farah?
That is basically the same thing. They're all annoying.
And useless.
Maybe not equally annoying, but certainly Elika's annoying. If we could have all of Elika's powers, like double jump and using the plates and everything, but without Elika physically being there, that would be a whole lot better.
Yeah, I agree.
I think she's especially annoying in Epilogue because, like we just
come on, I
saw.
was mashing R1 because I wanted to do a small skip there, but Prince auto-grabbed the thing anyway.
Oh no!
Come on, just...
It's when things start going wrong, everything
Also-
else is going wrong as well.
I don't know why... what? Somehow I managed to rescue that. That was
What?
weird. You're gonna see in a second. Somehow I managed to rescue a very weird thing. Like, something really weird happened. I was about to die, and I managed to rescue it, pretty much. Anyway, I don't know if anyone knew of this skip. I found this by, like, just experimenting around. But you'll see in a second what I mean. Basically, I was just about to jump and die, like Prince didn't auto-target the wall, and basically I did a double jump, and that double jump kind of fixed my position onto the wall and like pushed me on the ledge. Anyway, that little glide, is that like a known thing, Smat?
Go! Get out of here!
Well, what glide?
Well, you have 2 rings, right?
Uh
Oh wait, that's a wrong combo. Then I'm supposed to do that in phase 2. Fuck me.
huh.
I always do that in first phase for some reason, accidentally.
So that was a backwards throw combo. So and at the start of phase 2, we are supposed to throw him backwards.
Yep.
But obviously he confused it with a front normal throw combo in this particular case.
That happened to me in the practice already. Anyway, yeah, what I did at the start of the first phase, that's what we're supposed to do in the start of the second phase. Anyway, this is a scripted charge, by the way.
Which is actually quite handy because it gets both of you closer to the ledge. And so this backwards throw is enough to throw him off.
And then we have to do, I guess, a normal throw combo with a bit of Elika's help, because she pushes an enemy to the back a bit. So yeah, with the help of that we can do these 2 throw combos and get into the throne, where we are supposed to push him off. And that's it.
Yeah, so this final dad fight is different from all the others in that we don't actually have to deal any damage to him. We just have to use the 2 throw combos, that is the normal throw and back throw, and then to help along with that, where necessary, we also charge him, because when we throw him, he gets very far away from us, so in order to get close again, to throw him again, we charge at him. And so that final bit of the fight was just throw, charge, or rather charge, throw. Or one of those. Comma variant of.
Yeah, because of how the combos work in this game. Because you can just extend them for like a long time depending on what you do.
Hmm.
Anyway,
And so, go on, mate.
there is another double jump skip here we can do, but I'm actually not gonna do it because it's kinda risky. And you can like easily fail here because these platforms here are gonna spawn much later. And if you don't predict their spawn, you're actually gonna die. So I kinda avoid going for that, and it only stays like 2 seconds, so it's really no worries.
I'm actually not sure which ones you're referring to now, but
Ah, never mind.
then again, who am I anyway?
Just the world
I'm
record
not.
holder of this shit.
Unfortunately. I
What do
don't
you-
like Epilogue as much as the base game, personally. But that's just my opinion. Mostly because I have to play on console and that's just annoying. The game is less stable, 30 FPS is more annoying, and we can't use keyboard.
Yeah,
Other than that, it's still the same game, I suppose.
I totally agree with that.
You
Anyway.
should run base game then.
Okay, just make it shorter, 2-hour long categories long.
Oh my god, everyone wants sub 2 now. Jeez, okay. We'll just find Concubine Blueless.
Go ahead, mate. I'm waiting for you. Anyway, this is like the last part of the game. Like like we're pretty much near the end. We only have to do a bit of platforming. That's it. By a bit, I mean like there's maybe like two more minutes of platforming left.
Let's go!
Also, this is the one thing we actually can just cut like that. And we don't have to like do a full wall run, we can just jump immediately and use Celica. But yeah, that was actually the last solid ground we were gonna land on because we're pretty much approaching the end of the run, as I said. I think this is actually one I can cut, but I just kinda didn't want to risk it. Like, we can actually cut that by jumping early and using Elika's double jump.
Oh, I see what you mean now. Because the thing is, if you die anywhere here, you lose like 2 minutes, which is like if you're on PB pace, you lose your PB, so.
Yep. Anyway, there's maybe like 30 seconds left of this. We are like pretty much near the end. And as Robbie said once, all we have to do now is pretty much just mash triangle, because we have a plate here. Then we're gonna use Elika to launch us to the wall. We're just gonna mash triangle to activate this plate, and just mash triangle once again to get into the cutscene, and... time.
GG, mate.
Yeah, that was a bit of an unfortunate run, really. There are some memes here and there, but yeah, I made it through.
Yeah, GG, like honestly, like, it's okay. You know, like it's not a big overestimate. The run was still fun, and you were able to stay calm like during when the game was rough to you. So it's all good.
Yeah, I hope the whole thing will go well for the next 2 rounds I have prepared.
Yeah, because like we will see you a little bit later today against Curly in Send of Time. Last one, no dagger, no major glitches.
That's that. Anyway, yeah, that's it from me. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the marathon, I